If you're wondering how to get more Google reviews, especially in insurance and your review request script it isn't working, you're not just missing reviews, you're actually losing clients. Because here's what actually happens. A referral comes in, they Google you, and if you have a 3-star profile or barely any reviews at all, I mean you're done. They never call, and you can have 5-star service. But if your Google profile doesn't show it, you're completely invisible. But see, invisibility is killing your agency. So let's fix the real problem. It's not actually your script that's broken, it's your system. I'm Buck. I scaled and sold a 7-figure service business, and now I help insurance agencies build their local brand with systems so they can grow without being stuck in the day to day. You've probably tried it all. Asking at the end of the month when it's convenient, sending random Google links and hoping that client figures it out. Just hoping that they will actually follow through. And sometimes it actually works. You get that review. But sometimes it's a problem. You're relying on effort. You have to remember to ask. You have to chase follow-ups. You have to hope that people are actually going to respond. And that's not a system. That's a habit. And habits break the moment that you get busy in this situation. See, consistency doesn't come from having a better script. It comes from removing that need to actually remember. Today, I'm giving you the Google review loop, and it's a simple 5-step framework that turns reviews into something predictable. It's repeatable, and most importantly, it's automatic. So pay close attention to step number 3, because that's the exact install that it separates the agencies with 10 reviews from those giants with 500. So let's jump into step 1. See, we're going to catch them at that peak moment. Most people ask when the job is done, when they've closed the sale, and that's the mistake. The transaction is over. That emotion is gone. You're not getting that review. But when you ask when the win happens, and in insurance, that win is the split second when relief hits their face. It's the moment that a claim gets approved. It's the moment that they realize they're saving $1,200 on this renewal. And it's the moment they finally understand their coverage and the weight off their shoulders is actually visible. See, that's when gratitude is the hottest. That's when they say yes to like anything that you ask. So don't overthink it. Just say, mind leaving a quick Google review? I'm going to text you the link right now. That's it. It's just one sentence. And that's when you move on to step 2. Because here in step 2, we're removing all the friction. And what I see is this is where most agencies bleed reviews. If they have to search for you, you've already lost them. It's like a convenience tax. The more clicks it takes to leave a review, the fewer reviews you get. It's just that simple. So there's a 3-minute mission. Right now, click the button that says get more reviews, copy that direct link, and then now here's how you deploy it. See, text beats email every single time. Even 90% of texts are read in the first 5 minutes, according to the National Institute of Health. See, texting the link while you're still on the phone or sitting across the desk, it's going to capture that peak moment before they ever leave. And you know what? Here's a backup plan. Create a QR code in Canva in just 2 minutes. Print it out, put it on your desk, your business cards everywhere, so that when a client says thank you, you don't just say no problem. See, that's when you point to the code and say, awesome, do me a quick favor and scan this. Honestly, y'all, this is the easiest way to leave a review, and the more reviews you get, period. And if you want more breakdowns like this, go ahead and hit subscribe, because step 3 is where this really starts to work for your agency. So step 3, we're going to scale it. And this is the part that I just told you to pay attention to. This is where most agencies and small businesses fall apart. They think they need a better script, and you really don't. You just need a repeatable process. Because here's the hard truth. If all this relies on your memory, you're not able to scale it. It doesn't scale. And if your review strategy depends on you or your staff remembering to ask during a busy Tuesday, you're already going to lose. You need a system that works whether you're thinking about it or not. And see, there's only 2 real ways to install this. There's a high-tech automation. So you set up a trigger in your CRM, your customer relationship management. And that's the moment a policy is bound or a claim is closed and an automatic text goes out with your direct Google link. And what's helpful in this is it just happens in the background while you're sleeping. And I use a Google review automation myself, and I'll put a link in it. But I didn't start there. I started with the low tech, the sticky note approach. And it's just a yellow sticky note. I put a bright yellow sticky note on the left corner of every monitor on the office, and it just said, ask for review. That was it. And what I found is that both worked. The sticky note, it is a system. Automation is a system. And the goal here isn't perfection. We're just trying to be consistent. Because when every team member asks the same way at the same moment, you remove from hoping for reviews to actually predicting them. And that's how you get 500 reviews while your competitors down the street are still just stuck at 12. The goal isn't a better script. It's a system that your team can run without thinking. And that leads to step 4, responding to every review. And this is so massively underrated. You see, you aren't responding to every review, positive or negative. You're telling Google your business is a ghost town when you don't do this. Google watches who's active, and active businesses will rank higher. And that's why we have the 48-hour rule. You're going to respond to everything in 48 hours. No excuses like, I like Tuesdays and Fridays, and it just takes about 10 minutes. For positive reviews, you don't just say thanks. You're going to name the specific thing you helped with. And that is how you feed the algorithm the keywords it wants. It's this human template. Thanks, Sarah. Glad we could get your family homeowners coverage locked in during your lunch break. Look. See, that was super short. It was personal. It was real. Plus, in this case, it even gives a little insight on how fast it took us to do that. See, when a prospect reads that, they don't just see a 5-star rating. They see somebody who actually solves problems quickly. And that's how you're going to build trust before anyone ever meets you. Now, step 5 is make it a KPI, a key performance indicator. Because here's the truth. If you don't track it, it's not going to happen. You need to move reviews from these nice to have to a key performance indicator. And in my world, that means you have a target. So 20, 25 reviews every 90 days, pick one. And that might sound like a lot because you only have 3 right now, but until you realize you don't have a system, you're going to train your team on that one line we talked about in step 1. Then you're going to track it weekly during those weekly huddles. How many reviews did we have last week and how many do we have now? That keeps your entire office accountable. And if you're growing online, because if you're not hitting that target, don't go looking for any kind of new script. Your system is broken here. All right, maybe the sticky note fell off the monitors. Maybe that CRM trigger isn't firing, or maybe your team just isn't even asking at all. So find the break. That's when you fix the install and you get back on track, get back to that number. That's how you're going to move from a struggling agency to a dominant local brand. You know, one agent implemented this and I got a 5-star review the very next day with this process. But the bigger win was the review actually said the policy type, the city, and the result. And here's why that matters. See, that review now does 3 jobs at once. It's building trust, it's improving local relevance, and it's going to help the next prospect choose them faster. So before you go, don't blow it. I don't want you to mess this up by buying reviews. Google is smarter than you. They'll nuke your profile. I don't want you to over-incentivize. A bribe is not a review, y'all. It's a liability and it's against Google policies. I don't want you to ignore negative feedback. Handle it fast, handle it offline, and show people that you actually care. And for the love of your business, y'all, don't rely on memory. So, if you came here asking, how do I get more Google reviews? Here's your answer. Stop trying to ask better and start building a system. See, the agencies that win locally, they don't chase reviews. They capture them automatically. They move from being an invisible option in your neighborhood to being the only choice in your market. And if you want more systems like this to scale your agency and grow locally in your area, I want you to go right now and subscribe to the Profit Manual. Now, getting reviews is just one part of the machine. And the truth is, most insurance agents are stuck in the referral trap, and it's actually killing their lead flow. See, you're doing the work, you're following up, but the phone isn't ringing with predictable leads because your positioning is actually broken. So click this video next And I'm going to break down the 3 marketing traps killing your growth and show you the exact roadmap to move from a generalist to a specialist with a very predictable marketing engine. I'll see you in there.